to Venezuela, where Defense Minister Vladimir Lopez is offering statements. Let's listen to him as well. We're listening to the Minister of Defense, Vladimir Padrino López. We are receiving instructions. This is a plot that I have a great appreciation for, a great affection for. I have it here in my heart. Many of these bodies that at any moment and any opportunity they would have to go, and they could go to any part. We do not have that need at this moment because the armed forces of the Bolivarian nation have strengthened and grown throughout the territory. So this body, the 433, I have my greetings because we're very proud, very proud. We are coming here. And also my greetings to our chief, President Nicolás Maduro, who is always following every activity of the National Armed Forces in order to prepare us and follow the road to independence and the caring and protection of our sovereignty and our nation. This is the National Guard. Now you go there to a port, to an airport, to Castillete, for example, and you see the National Guard. In every point you'll see the National Guard. Where the Orinoco is rising, and you'll see the National Guard. And every moment you'll see the National Guard. It's as the blood itself of the national body that is guarding the nation and maintaining its functions with a great patriotic effort. And I know of the number of guards of posts that are giving their services to the nation every hour without any rest, the National Guard of the Bolivarian nation. So let's see the comments that we have about the National Guard. Yes. Good day. As you were saying, in this body 433, this body has been the house of the expert in order to meet the deeds of maintaining the internal order of our nation. From this moment on, every day, the officers of national security, we maintain in training with the organization as the rapid reaction groups as well, just as the police groups as well. We are managing with the conduction and what we call the men of steel. We are working with the objective of maintaining public order, always respecting human rights and following all the handbooks that we have, and that is guaranteeing our great efforts and objectives that we have, and that is true. We need to recall the most recent deeds of 2014 and 2017. That terrorist is one thing and demonstrations is another. The demonstrations, the pacific demonstrations, are constitutional and will not be touched, but terrorism that seeks to disturb social peace, that attacks transport in schools, hospitals, to those, well, that is where the National Guard will be standing in the front of the line with the National Armed Forces, and look at how much aggression we've received to our National Guard. Our National Commander-in-Chief, with its honor, the honor of this National Guard and its love to the homeland. So my congratulations to the entire National Force from this body number 433, and the National Force needs to continue in its path. We continue to work hard with this Ayacucho plan, with the plan to continue. As an order of our Commander-in-Chief, these are great transformations of our national body day to day. Well, this moment has been good to strengthen, and all of these decisions that come from our Commander-in-Chief and that continue to strengthen our military power of the nation with its moral power and higher conscience, every day in the streets continuing to defend our homeland. And here we have the militias as well. We have a number of militiamen and women that are coming to the fortress as well, and that have been summoned by the exercises just as you have had and ordered, asked by our Commander-in-Chief, President Nicolás Maduro, the areas of integral defense, the bases of integral defense, the works in the community, the entire territorial confirmation, and that with the will and the desire of the people in order to defend its nation, you'll have there the militia men and women, a place, a weapon in order to defend this homeland. How are these militia men and women? What can you tell us about this meeting of men and women in this moment? Exactly. This is the people, the organized people, the people that is here in order to defend the Bolivarian nation, permanently present in every space and all the extent of the national territory. And we are here with following the orders of the Commander-in-Chief, President of the Republic. At this moment, we are deployed in every corner, also with the maritime coasts and the fishermen militias as well, and the territorial militias. We have all that responsibility. At this moment, we see the organization of this military unit, in this case, part of the public order, in order to complement and continue these efforts and the idea of strengthening this power with the communities. That is the point. In the communal circuit, as we all know, in each communal circuit we have the militia unit as well and a combat unit that we have in the fortress, and we are preparing them for these instructions. Exactly. That is the road of our homeland in the development of its progress and also its happiness. We've been talking and summoning on the thought, why are we living? To be better As our commander said us, well, Bolívar said that the highest military order, that is the objective of Venezuela. To continue, we continue fighting, but we do not have a happiness of kneeling down. A happiness without aggressions, a happiness that continues in peace. That is what we want in Venezuela.
Al Cartel de los Soles y al Tren de Aragua como organizaciones terroristas, por ende está autorizando a las agencias de inteligencia.
We're listening to the statements of Vladimir Padrino López at this moment. We continue to listen to his statements. The commercial states and all the allied forces of the states are working together in order that Venezuela functions as one homeland, free in solidarity and independence. At this moment, you were talking about one of the deployments and the exercises in the coasts of our maritime border. Our commander-in-chief we are doing and carrying out different exercises, as you can see, of the possibilities of guarding our coasts. So in the middle of the night, following the instructions, as we are saying in these expressions, of this possibility of taking strong action and quick action in 9 states, from Zulia, going to Falcón, Carabobo, Aragua, Miranda, La Guaira, Anzoátegui, Güemes, Esparta, Sucre, also the state of Sucre. 73 points we have identified in this deployment and exercises. We're listening to the statements of Defense Minister Vladimir Padrino López as he continues to analyze and report on these exercises that Venezuela continues to have. Let's recall that this is in the context of the deployment of the National Armed Forces, also the training of these exercises. Let's continue to listen to the statements of the minister. So this has been a successful exercise that we have been carrying out since 4 a.m. in the morning. Next to the authorities, the political authorities, governors, mayors, the Bolivarian militia, the armed forces of the Bolivarian nation in the state, in the 73 points, in order to put into practice this art, an exercise that is pretty much complex because it calls for a complex defense from the sea till the depth of the continental territory, using all the weapons and equipment available, as we can do and have to do in any point of the Venezuelan coast. So in the middle of this dynamic as well, to the Admiral, that is a commander of one of the points of La Guaira, and also all the comrades from the Bolivarian armed forces. Let's listen to him so that the people can understand what they are doing and they have been doing since 4 a.m. in the morning in this exercise of Independence 200. Good morning, my commander. Thursday, 23rd, as we received the order, I'm here with the governor as well. And specifically from that time, we've continued to deploy the equipment here in this point of La Guaira, specifically for this exercise of independence in the defense of the coasts. In all the kilometers of coast that we have here in La Guaira, we have here today 9 points with special attention for this defense of the coast exercise we are deploying with our equipment, also joined by our glorious Marine and the Marine Corps as well, in order to guarantee the peace, the tranquility of the people of La Guaira. What have you thought of this? Well, we've seen an operational force that is quick, that has its Bolivarian militia, that is mobilized, that is trained, and most of all, that it is committed with a strategical thought and training, and it's ready for a war of resistance and following the strategical thought of Ho Chi Minh. So a permanent offensive, that is part of the defense exercises. My commander, I congratulate you for this demonstration, this deployment, next to the glorious Bolivarian armed forces here in La Guaira, because we have these kilometers of sovereign coast at this moment, and they will not trespass here. Well, this is one of the points, my commander. We will continue to covering all the other 8 points that we have here in La Guaira. Venezuela is ready to conquer. Thank you so much. For that, I'm greeting here all the officers. Here in this point, we have the forces here and all the officers as well, greeting our officials that are patriots. So move forward, always with your head standing high. It's been an honor, a true honor. Captain, our military youths. So a great greeting for all our comrades of the Bolivarian National Armed Forces. We've learned from something, a part of what we're doing in La Guaira. We have also military exercises of recognition and exploration, military exercises as well, operations that are being carried out both in land and the water, amphibious activities, as well in other parts of the coast of the country. I would like to also listen from the General and Active Commander of the zone of Miranda, next to the mayors as well and other comrades. I would like to listen from him what has been his experience since 4 a.m. in this exercise. Let's listen. Chavez is alive. Good morning, my general. We are here with the mayors. In the framework of the defense exercises in the coast, Independence 200, different municipalities of the state of Miranda and all these kilometers of coast deployed for them 3 observation points. Also, 6 points of fire with the defense, anti-aerial defense deployed throughout the coast, the communal circuits, the fishermen, and the organization points, in order that in perfect fusion, military perishal and popular fusion, as our President Nicolás Maduro Moros has ordered this, in order to bring peace and tranquility to our people. In this case, in order to continue and bring the possibility of protecting our constitutional rights and the free and normal development of all the activities and the 8 strategic areas, always in permanent activation from the coasts of Miranda, part of the brave people of Venezuela. They won't be able, and they won't be able to conquer over us. Long live the homeland. Thank you so much. And as you have said it, the objective of all these exercises have been to achieve an optimal point of articulation, coordination, preparation among all the states. Let us say this once again. The tasks of defense are not exclusive of the National Armed Forces. It belongs to the entire people of the state in general. It's a responsibility of all. What do we pretend in this? In this that we are leading and that we are continuing in order to achieve an optimal point in perfect fusion, popular, military, and police fusion. That is our strategy, popular, military, and police fusion, in order to guarantee to our people, well, their life, their rights to exist, to educate themselves, to go to work, their constitutional rights to life. That is what this is about. Why are we doing that? In order to join together as a nation even more. Nothing will pass here, any attempt of destabilization of the Venezuelan nation. They could be able to send any CIA attempt, but any attempt would fail, as they have failed so far. We do not need to be able to go over the number and the numerous victories at this moment in order to show how this country is standing up, because the people already know of this story. And we know that the CIA, well, it's present not only in Venezuela, but in any parts of the world, wherever you have a U.S. embassy, you have the CIA. But here, from here, humbly, we are saying that all the actions that we are carrying out, we are doing them in order to counter the military threat in the Caribbean, in order to protect internally any attempt of destabilization against the country, and we will continue to do this in peace. The National Guard, the Bolivarian National Guard, in the points of aid to the citizenship, we need to be even more rigorous, looking for weapons, weapons trafficking, and explosives. And of course, the drug trafficking that is always trying to move around. And we've been hitting on it every time it seems to rear its head. This drug trafficking is a world threat, but the U.S. imperialism is trying to put us as a... They want to send this as a world threat to everyone, and every part of the world has its own threats. So we are working against the drug trafficking with the efficiency that we have been able to show, but also we are dedicated to guaranteeing the peace through any perspective in order to guarantee, as I was saying, the constitutional rights of the people of Venezuela. In this day of deployment, of operations, of this works in order for the defense of our coasts, I bid farewell, always with optimism, always with our faith in the future, always convinced that victory will be ours. Chavez is alive. We were listening to the statements of the Defense Minister of Venezuela, Vladimir Padrino López, as he was giving statements live from Venezuela precisely on the operations that have been carrying out in Venezuela from 4 a.m. in the morning, operations that seek to strengthen the military power, also the defense of its coast. We've been seeing deployments every day, and particularly today in the coast, we've been seeing statements from La Guaira, from Miranda. Those were live from Venezuela. We will have more information in upcoming news briefs. Stay tuned with teleSUR English.